one of the things that I truly appreciate, and I hope the audience appreciates as well, is One Rental at a Time is a channel that's made up of a collection of millionaires, a collection of go-givers. We all have unique experience, skill sets, and teachings. And one of the things Mr. Brian Adamson talks about is you, yes, you, the viewer, you're a closer to wealth than you think you are. Brian, enlighten us.
So thanks for having me back again, Mike. I always appreciate coming and sharing. And thank you to all the viewers who reach out and let me know how this stuff is helping you guys. I appreciate all the sentiments. But yeah, so we just wrapped up one of our 5-day challenges. We do them every month, right? Where we teach people how to build a 6- and 7-figure business using other people's money. And on day 4 of the challenge, in particular, we talk about the time freedom cash flow formula. Okay. And in that, I kind of have everybody come up with a working definition of what they believe wealth is. And then I give them my working definition, which my working definition of wealth is the day that you have assets that cover all your liabilities. The day that you can truly wake up and not have, because your monthly expenditure and your lifestyle is covered, in my humble opinion, is wealthy. And so many people subscribe to that after I give them my working definition. And then we try to tangibly kind of write that out. Like, what does that look like, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of go down the list and say, everybody, give me your magic number. Some people 100K a month, others 40K a month. But the general consensus in most rooms is 10, 15, 20K a month, right? So we normally use 10,000 as an example. And when you look at that and you break it out, that could be, if you can net $500 a door, right? You go get you 20 single family homes. If you could do 10,000 bucks on a duplex, $1,000 a month on a duplex, go get you 10 of those. You get you 4 small apartments yielding you 2,500 bucks a month, or a combination of all. Like, you can be, I got chills over here. You can be free much sooner than you really believe if we stop looking at what society says is freedom and really look at what your monthly nut is that you need to crack, and go out and start working towards that every single day.
There's so much in that I agree with wholeheartedly. First and foremost, let me just probably go on a rant. I actually have no idea sometimes where I'm going with things. But when I talk about wealth or any of this in bigger rooms, most people, and I say 98% of folks, talk about net worth. Let me just say here right now, net worth is a bogus number that is most often made up and manipulated and means very, very, very little. If you want proof of this, think about Billionaire Barry. Billionaire Barry, somebody I poke fun at almost weekly in the daily financial news, was a billionaire on net worth. My suspicion, if he was forced to market all of his assets, he is no longer a billionaire, and quite frankly, might have a negative net worth. Now, it doesn't mean anything. To me, my wealthy is the same exact thing. In fact, I actually ask people all the time to do the math. And most people are like, I don't know how. Well, great. Take out your credit card, your bank statements, whatever it is for the last 90 days, add them all up, divide by 3. That's your monthly nut. Now, once you have a monthly nut, there are 3 things that you could do. You could find a way to cut expenses. Olivia and I did that. You could find a way to grow income. Lots of people do that. Or you can do both. And then for anybody that thinks it's going to take $100,000 a month to be financially free, you got a spending problem, not an income problem. If you are sitting here with a straight face saying you need 100 grand a month, you're on drugs. You are freaking on drugs. That is,
it's some good drugs too, man.
Yeah, they're expensive drugs. You be dropping them on the street and giving them to homeless people or something. My goodness. I have probably asked this question, a flavor of this question, a dozen times to high school seniors. Can you live on $2,500 a month? Most of them say yes. Now, in fairness, they have no idea what stuff costs and they live it with their parents and all of that stuff. But folks, you don't need 100 grand. You don't need 15 grand. Most of you can get by with something substantially less than 10 grand. So if you get to 1 or 4 or 10 properties, most of you over time, because you don't need 20 of them in a year. It took me 22 years to build what I have. Get one at a time. And then finally, rant will be over in a minute. Bigger is not better. You can get there with single family homes. You can get there with duplexes. Stop this. You're weak or an idiot if you don't buy 50 units or more. That is said by syndicators who are trying to steal your money. Go do it yourself. My opinion. So rant over.
I love it. I love it. I mean, we could just keep double clicking back and forth because I agree with you. Although I do own as large as a 40 unit, I own as small as, I guess I do got one single family, but most of them are like 2 to 4. But with those type of, and I show them during the week how they can go out and once they get clear on their buy box, they can actually go and raise 20, 30,000 here and there and expedite the growth of building out that portfolio while giving their private lender a 15% return, and everybody is making money.
Everybody wins.
It's so important that people start to look at it from this perspective because, you know, I've had people in their late 50s who make 100 grand a year. They got, you know, maybe, you know, 100, 200,000 in a retirement, and they're looking at retirement saying, my God, I'm not going to
get there.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, but your monthly nut is $6 grand. Forget looking at the 401k. Accumulation isn't wealth. Cash flow is wealth.
Yeah.
Right? So
very few people, Brian, save their way to a better retirement.
For sure.
First, you have to live to 65. And we all know that not everybody makes it there. Second, you have to retire or exit in a bull market, not a bear market. That would suck. Right? The key to getting wealthy, there are only 3 steps: stack dry powder, become elite at something, and time. You could do this in 10 years. You could be wealthy in 10 years.
For sure. Or sooner.
Or sooner.
And I know why you take the conservative approach, but if you're 59, right, and you got a couple $100 grand and you know that they're kicking you out of this said place of employment in the next 6 years, we got to, unfortunately, you don't have the liberty to not be aggressive at that stage in the game, as most people like to get more conservative as they get there. But I would venture to guess, based on statistics, probably more than half the country that are at that age are going to have to be more aggressive at this stage in life. And so one of the best ways to be conservatively aggressive, as I call it, is to look at real estate as being that vehicle and just going out and starting to buy cash flow. Because as soon as you can offset that monthly expenditure, now you got some breathing room. And then that frees you up to figure out how you may or may not want to go and pursue other active income streams, but at least you're covered.
Yeah. The other thing I want to highlight, folks, a lot of people are looking at this under a very tight lens: high rates, high prices today. You and I have been in the game a long time. Real estate has cycles. Lending has cycles. You got to do the work. I hate it when I hear people say, I'm going to wait. No, it takes 90 days, 120 days to learn your market. If you wait 6 months, you're getting started in 6 months. It means you don't know anything for 9 months. It takes discipline, focus. And the last thing I'll say, Brian, is I am super excited to be heading into the slow season. I believe days on market could double for the country. And what does that mean to me? That means I could be extra picky. That means I can write a lot of offers. I can follow up with a lot of sellers. And I'm going to use the rising days on market to my advantage. I am going to go get some great deals because I'm patient and I'm consistent.
100%. And I made a note before I made a note for us to talk about this last week, but I'll just mention it briefly here. For the people that are out there flipping properties, it is so important right now because of everything Mike just mentioned. Days on market extending, your carrying costs are going to probably extend. You're going to need wiggle room to be able to discount these properties as rates increase so you can get out of them. Make sure if you're out there buying flips right now that you have a secondary exit strategy, one of which is an accidental rental, and that this thing will cash flow if at all, if you can't flip it for whatever reason. So, you know, I would say focus less on volume and more on margins and great deals right now to insulate yourself, that as the lending market continues to go where it goes, that you insulate yourself from your demise.
You know, this is so funny. I actually think the next 4 months will repeat last year almost to a T. And what the flippers and wholesalers don't realize is the deals that they lost money on in January and February were the deals they bought now.
That's true.
Folks,
That's true.
a lot of it, a lot of flippers and wholesalers had a good last 4 months. They're taking that momentum and making stupid decisions today, because you make your money when you buy. You're going to exit in December or January. Do you remember that 6-figure loss you took last year? You want to do that again?
Right.
It's the deals they're buying today. Be careful.
For sure. Good stuff.
So again, if somebody wanted to check out this 5-day challenge, you do it monthly. Again, you talk about this time freedom cash flow on day 4. How can somebody find out more?
Yeah, go to www.iflipchallenge.com. And then you can also follow me on YouTube at Brian Adamson Official, and on Instagram, Brian Adamson Official as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.